Alright, YouTube and Fallout community, and gaming community for this video. I just kind of want to talk about some things that have been happening in recent, I guess, years for gaming. And, it's annual games, microtransactions, and season passes. And, I see people talk about this all the time. I thought I'd finally do like kind of a discussion / rant video, whatever you want to call it. So let's get right into it. With annual gaming, like people complain about, annual games. Call of Duty is one of them. Assassin's Creed became one of them, and it just seems like, seems like Ubisoft is trying to push towards Far Cry almost being annual. And see, I don't mind this. Okay, with games like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, while I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed anymore, like I used to be, because they got super repetitive. They are big open world games, and I think for $60, whether they're kind of almost like the last one, they're pretty much worth it. And I'd argue that for Call of Duty as well, because think about it. Think about all the hours, if you're an avid Call of Duty player, of all the hours you put into Call of Duty with your friends and playing online and shit, you definitely get your money out of that. And with a Ubisoft open world game, you're going to get your $60 worth as well, because, I mean, they're huge open world games. The stories are, whatever length, it doesn't really matter. But you got all this shit that you can explore around in the world and collect and things like that with Ubisoft, because Ubisoft is really about that. So, I don't think annual games are all that bad depending on what they are. Like, if, say, Street Fighter was annual, yeah, and who the fuck wants to buy a Street Fighter every year? Fighting games are, very linear to begin with. So, depending on the game and how much time you're going to play it, I don't think it's that big a deal. And then we come to microtransactions. Call of Duty started doing this last year with Advanced War, or the year before that with Advanced Warfare, and they have microtransactions again in Black Ops 3. Advanced Warfare was kind of a problem because we had weapon variants. And some of those weapons you get within the supply drops were definitely better than the base weapons and some of the other weapons in the game. And some of the most powerful weapons in the game were definitely the variant weapons. So it became almost pay to win, and it's almost, Black Ops 3 is almost working its way towards that as well, because we've gotten several weapons through since the release of Black Ops 3 that are supply drop locked. You can't level up and get them. You can only get them through supply drops. And if you want them, you're almost forced to pay money for COD points to open the supply drops and hope to get them. And then they have it's just kind of a problem. I'm not totally against microtransactions. If you want to spend your money to open these supply drops, you may not even get the weapon you're wanting or weapons at all. So it's almost dumb to even do it. I would rather just open them up over time. But if you want to do it and you want to get these weapons, yeah, like with Black Ops 3, the weapons you get from the supply drops, the DLC, the supply drop locked weapons aren't that much better than the base weapons, so it's not a big deal for me. And I don't even care, honestly, if somebody wants to pay to win. It's whatever. And then you got a game like Clash of Clans where you can spend money on gems. The gems help you fill up your resources if you want to, or complete building times faster. That can be a bit of a problem. If somebody's got a lot of extra money, they can get really, really strong in that game and just destroy you. So microtransactions are mostly bad, but I'm not super against them. It's whatever. And then with season passes, and Fallout 4 is a culprit of this. Season passes, I don't think they're that big a deal. I think if the season pass is cheaper than the overall price of all the DLCs that would come out for this game, then why is that a big deal? People were bitching about, oh man, season pass for Fallout 4, that's such a rip, dude, $30. I wouldn't even know what we're getting yet. Who the fuck cares, right? I waited till the first info for DLC came out for Fallout 4 before I bought it. But no matter if they were like, yo, tomorrow the season pass will be $50, and they gave us no info on the DLC at all, I still would have went out and bought it for $30 because I'm gonna get all the DLCs anyway. And same thing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty has season passes. I'm not sure their prices. But I mean, if you're an avid Call of Duty player, you're gonna buy all the weapon and map packs anyway, right? And if you're playing, Fallout or Elder Scrolls from Bethesda, you're going to get all the DLC anyway, right? So why shoot yourself in the foot and not buy the season pass? And then we also have people that are other companies that are guilty of not putting together the full game. I think Battlefront was one of them, where they barely had any content in game and they're trying to sell it to you in pieces. And Bethesda could almost be guilty of this with Fallout 4, because we know that there was cut content. The combat zone, I think, at one point was actually a combat arena, and you could fight there, and there was, actual dialogue and shit. And that's whatever. I don't really care because I love Bethesda. But the best way to counteract all these things I mentioned in this video, guys, is just to not buy these games. If the sales start dropping for these games, if people aren't buying these microtransactions, these season passes, or not buying these annual games as often as they used to the previous year, and it keeps dropping every year, they'll probably slow down and stop doing them. That's just my take on the whole situation of all these things. Later, guys.